You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary. Another day, another rumor. What is going on? Welcome into Up the Turnpike. I'm Matt O'Leary. He is Mitch Anderson. Mitch, one day away from the NHL draft, and rumors are flying, bud. How you doing?
I am dying. I'm dying here. I need this to happen. I need this to be over, basically. So I know what we did get and what we didn't get, so I can basically have a take. Because right now it's just kind of like, let's just wait and see. I don't know. It feels like purgatory. Do you feel the same way?
We are stuck in purgatory. About 30 hours from now, I think we'll have an answer or close to an answer, maybe incomplete at that point, which I think is a good segue into what we wanted to talk about in this one. The latest as of Thursday, late morning, we're recording this in the early afternoon. We'll put it right up on YouTube. But Elliot Friedman was on SN 590, and he said, quote, "I think the Islanders are looking into acquiring another high draft pick." So, Mitch, your dream of Hagens alive and well going into the final hours here.
Absolutely. It does mean something that it's Elliot Friedman kind of throwing that out there. He's not just going to throw. Well, I guess sometimes he does. Just like, I wonder about this and I wonder about that. This is no longer I wonder about this. This is, I've heard from multiple sources. Usually when someone reports something like this in his position, he's heard it from multiple sources that the Islanders are looking. And it's not just kind of like, we've put a feeling out. It's they've been aggressively looking to do so. Whether they do it or not obviously remains to be seen, but it kind of fits with what we've wanted them to do as well. Like, this is the time. You got Hagens or Schaefer, my God. Maybe Hagens, I don't know. And then you go after the next piece, which is James Hagens, if you can make it work. And with all the teams that are looking to basically move out of the top 10, it seems like they could do it, right?
I was just going to say, for the first time in a while, it feels like there's a lot of teams inside the top 10 that are open to trading. And like, I know we saw JJ Peterka get traded in the middle of the night. I woke up to that one this morning. I was like, oh, didn't think we'd get that one breaking at midnight, but okay, here we are. So Islanders clearly out on the JJ Peterka sweepstakes as he's going to Utah. But to me, my feel now is I think they are going to really try to make a push to make this happen. And you tell me if you feel differently, and that's totally fine. But my gut feeling is that they're going to use Noah Dobson to make this happen.
At this point, it kind of has to, right? Like, our hope for getting the 4th overall pick in the draft was that the Utah Mammoth wanted a top six forward, which they got in JJ Peterka, right? They immediately signed him to, what is it, 5 years, $7.7 million per?
Correct.
Like, they have him locked into their top 6, probably even top line. Doesn't matter. They've got their top 6 winger, and they had to give up a second pair defenseman and a prospect. And like one that carries a lot of weight within the organization too. Just very strange.
Yeah, weird trade. We could probably do a whole 15 minutes on that trade if we really wanted to, but sorry,
yeah, find a Buffalo channel there. I'm sure they're commiserating about it. Either way, it seems that they no longer, they being Utah, have to dangle that 4th overall pick to get what they need. And for us, I think the 4th overall pick is worth a lot because you have Barry Trotz, who we all used to love, come out and say, like, I might just nab James Hagens 5th overall. And you're like, why do I have to hate you now, Barry? Why'd you do this to me?
Yeah, I think someone said it in our Discord, but I also saw it on Twitter too. They're like, well, he's not a 34-year-old forward signed to a bad contract. Why do you want him? Which is very funny. I still love you, Barry. Thank you for all the fond memories, my best memories as an Islanders fan. But I've heard we had that one, I think yesterday, that came out with Barry Trotz talking about James Hagens, but I saw another report that said Hagens could be falling to 10 or 11. So I don't know what the hell to believe right now, but again, going back to Dobson here in a second to loop this full circle, I'm worried because we haven't seen a contract extension. And we both kind of said, like, you really want to know one way or the other by the time you get to the draft. So unless something changes in the next 24 hours or so, again, that's my feeling right now. Now we can debate if they should get the number 4 pick plus, right? And who knows what it would end up being. And I get people are like, well, I don't want only the 4th pick, essentially swapping Dobson for Hagens, which, okay, fine. I'm just saying the vibe right now that I'm feeling is that they're going to use or try to use Noah Dobson to get an additional top 10 pick in this draft.
Which is totally fair, right? Because you look at, and we've talked about it, and I'm sure you at home have talked about it as well. If you're looking at the value, the trade value, whatever trade assets the Islanders have to pick up a pick in the top 10, it's going to have to start with Noah Dobson. They don't have enough to package together. We can compile some NHL EA type of package where we fill the value fader, but is a team going to jump on that? When you see Noah Dobson, a team will jump on that. And we've already seen a number of teams apparently interested. Whether the package meets our standards or not doesn't matter. It's just they are interested. And so Noah Dobson could get you in and of himself within the top 4 or up to top 4 with probably a little bit more. But as you're saying, to get there, we're probably looking at Noah Dobson being sent somewhere to achieve that. And so you're right. We'll find out, obviously, within the next 48 hours. But the next 24 hours are pretty vital, because if they don't sign a contract, and they probably won't, then that means that he will be available. He will be dangled on the draft floor to see if they can pick something up.
Which there hasn't even been an ounce. So there's been so many rumors this week, but we haven't heard like, hey, Islanders and Noah Dobson deep in negotiations. The last thing we heard was $11 million. That's all we have. That's what we're working with right now.
It's right, because sometimes you'll hear like those insiders going like, they're talking, they're not close on numbers, but they're talking. We're not hearing that. Doesn't mean that they're not. But we're not dealing with Lou Lamoriello anymore in the cone of silence, right? So like these things could come out from the Islanders, whereas it wasn't before. So if that was the case, probably we would have heard something by now, or maybe not. Maybe we're making much ado about nothing. But it does come back to the fact that the Islanders definitely want to move in to the top 10. They want to bring in they want to bring Hagens in. And the easiest way to do that is Noah Dobson.
I think so. We've said many times that's their most tradable asset that they have here.
Yeah, like we can talk about Simon Holmstrom and the 2026 first round pick from Colorado next year, or I guess Cal Ritchie, right? Like you were talking about that off air, that's being thought as a piece to put in. Why? What are we? What? Why are we doing it? We've had him for 2 seconds.
I'd throw Alex Romanov in there before I would think about throwing Cal Ritchie in there. But point being, Ritchie to the first next year from Colorado, to Holmstrom, to Romanov, whoever, Dobson's likely to get you the most. So, I mean, obviously, what I'm about to say, you're going to say no shit, but it's a wait and see game. Yeah. But we're getting close is the point. Like we are hours away. It's not days. We're hours away, and getting a little antsy, Mitch.
Yeah, it's going to make our watch along a little bit more interesting, because yes, we're going to make that first overall pick. We already know that, but we're not done after that, right? Because we got to sit on pins and needles through pick 2 to probably 15 at this point. Who knows how far James Hagens falls? Assuming that's the guy we're going after. I don't imagine why we wouldn't. We're going to be following it right up until the point where James Hagens basically gets drafted, and then we'll probably peace out. So Join us here on YouTube for YouTube Live on the day of. We're going to be here at 7:00 following this along just to see what the hell happens for these New York Islanders.
I'm excited. So tomorrow, a few minutes before the top of the hour at 7:00 when the draft starts, we'll go live. We'll react to the Islanders' #1 overall pick. And we'll be, as Mitch said, on pins and needles, seeing if they do anything else. It's a busy time for us here at Up the Turnpike.
It's going to be huge. Transformational day coming up for the New York Islanders. So join us, please.
That'll do it. I'm Matt. He's Mitch. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video before you hop out of here, and we'll catch you next time.